Hello and welcome to the New York Sports Show. Affiliated with New York Sports Show West Haven, joining us here on the New York Sports Show, we have a linebacker who wears the number 5 jersey for the University of New Haven Chargers, Damon Burton Jr. Damon, thank you for joining us here on the New York Sports Show. How are you?
Thank you for having me, and I'm doing well, man. Excited for Game 3 and playing back in the blue. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, Game 3 this upcoming Saturday against American International. What are your thoughts going into that game?
My thoughts going into this game is we just have to play UNH ball. If we handle what we got to do and be fundamentally sound, I feel like we'll be dominant on the defensive side. And offensively, those guys over there are very talented as well. So just excited for everybody just to do their job, and I think we'll get the win with that.
And when it comes to talents, Damon, you brought your talents to UNH pretty recently. You were not always on the team for your college football career. You actually went to the University of Albany. You're from New York yourself, so you kind of left, your hometown, almost college, and then came over to Connecticut to join the UNH football team. Was it like adjusting to this new scene?
Adjusting to the new scene was fairly easy because of my teammates and the coaching staff. Everybody was just very welcoming, and it just felt like I was at home. And playing football, man, you meet so many different people and cultures and everything like that. And transferring, I learned that you just have to be open-minded. And with that open mind, I just became family with everybody here. And it's been a great experience, I'm not going to lie. I've never lived outside of New York, and this is my first time. So it made me adapt and had to adjust to everything like that. But other than that, it's been really good.
Yeah, entering the transfer portal, you received a scholarship, if I'm correct, from UNH. What was your initial thoughts when you got that offer from the Chargers?
Yes, I did receive a scholarship from here, and I was very excited about it because one of my previous teammates from Albany, who was Dev Holmes, played here the previous season, and I've seen how much successful he had and how fun he was having over here and how dope the program was, so it made me excited for that. And then when I came up here, I met the coaching staff, and we went over film and everything like that, and I just felt like this defense would be something I would fit perfectly in, and all the coaching staff, like I said, made me feel like I was at home and brought me in with open arms.
Yeah, Damon, and when it comes to success, you've had a lot of it so far here in 2022. 14 tackles to your name, along with 1 sack and 1 interception. That came in the most recent game against Southern Connecticut. And, of course, that was a big rivalry game, both Connecticut schools. And that was a very close, very offensively based game, but the defense played such a huge part in it as well. What was it like, though, just being on the sideline and then being on the field, too, when you got your call?
It was definitely exciting, and I always heard stories about how great the facility is, the environment is out on the blue with all the fans and everything like that. So it was just a dope experience to experience all the fans and all the band and the alumni guys coming back and playing in such a big game such as the rivalry versus Southern. It was exciting, and being on the field. This is my second collegiate start here at UNH, and it was just exciting to have all my family in the crowd to see me be able to make plays and do what the coaching staff asked me to do and just get out there and get that win.
Yeah, and that win, you guys did get UNH now 1-1 on the season going into week 3. Now, overall, what would you say that your individual goal is for this upcoming week and just for the season in general?
My individual goals for this week is to just be fundamentally sound and to make as many plays that come my way. For this season, I would love to get a ring, and for the conference, I would love to get a ring for the Natty. Personally, I want to be All-American. I want to be All-Conference. I would love to win Defensive Player of the Year. I set goals really high for myself just because I always want something to reach for and be able to keep going and never settle for less,
I think that's great goals to set. And you know what, Damon? You definitely have the talent, though, to achieve those goals. So I wish you the best of luck, of course. And overall, when it comes to playing, what is it like to be a University of New Haven Charger?
It is very exciting because this university and this town loves football. So being a part of something that's so prevalent over here is really exciting because everybody knows you because you're a football player, and everybody shows you a lot of love, and you get a lot of the fans show you a lot of love, and everybody around. It's just very exciting to be a UNH football player. The environment that is built around the team is amazing, and I'm very grateful to be here and experience all the fans, all the alumni, the experience of just playing on the team with my bros, everything like that.
Yeah, when it comes to getting this far in your career and being there with UNH, who would you say was really your biggest mentor that helped you pursue your football career, especially to this point in college?
I would give it all to a bunch of people. I would first say my mother. She's a very hardworking woman. She raised me by herself for the majority of my life, and I've seen her never settle, always striving for more, and never back down from any challenges. And pretty much she put that into me, just no matter what's going on, just keep putting your right foot forward and strive forward. I would also put my family overall, just because like I see how much they do for me and how much they support me. So I just want to be able to make them proud and do whatever I can to just show them that I appreciate it, and I'm going to keep making them proud. And one day, if I ever get that chance to go pro ball, I'll be able to take care of my family.
Yeah, well, you've definitely made them proud so far, Damon. Like I said earlier, very talented player you are. And, I feel like when players come out of high school and go into college, of course, you've been in college now for several years, what would you say is the biggest difference? A lot of players say that it's a big jump. Other players just say that it's the same game, just a little bit tougher. How would you describe that jump from high school to college?
I went to a really good high school in upstate New York called Aquinas, so we played really intense football. However, when leaving out of high school, I went to Division I. And at Division I, the speed and the size of people were probably the biggest difference. But at the end of the day, if you play football and you're a dog, you're going to get after it. And then coming over here to New Haven, the biggest transition was just learning a new playbook kind of thing, like leaving Albany and all the stuff that I learned from there, and just buy into the program and buy into the defense that Coach Scott is running over here and everything like that. But yeah, the biggest jump would probably be the speed and size, just because at college, everybody's good. In high school, you have many, many, many good players, but in college, everybody that's on that team has some talent.
What would you say is the biggest factor to your game?
My game, I would say I'm not the biggest guy, but I would say my speed and my aggression. I use my speed to my advantage because a lot of the old linemen, when I blitz, they're too slow, and I'm shorter than them, so I can use my level of play to get under their blocks and stuff like that. And then my aggression, a lot of people are kind of passive, so I want to strike first before they get their hands on me, because then I can get off the blocks easier and just get around off the big guys off of me and everything like that.
That's a very good feature to being a great football player that you are. Now, is there anything that you would like to say before we go?
I want everybody to come out to the game this weekend, and it's going to be a good one. And just keep supporting your boys, because we're chasing the natty.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, Damon, so much for coming on, folks. Once again, this was the linebacker for the UNH Chargers, Damon Burton Jr. You could see him play this upcoming Saturday as the UNH Chargers take on American International. Damon, thank you so much for joining us here on the New York Sports Show. It was a true honor to have you on.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you this weekend, boss man.
Thank you.